Hey, hi, hello, how are you, Pia? Today I'm going to be talking about all of my most anticipated releases for 2023. Whoa, my voice cracked. I just can't believe we're here, you know what I mean? I've compiled a list. It's all of my Goodreads in case you want to friend me or follow me or whatever you want to do there. I feel like that's like the easiest way for me to update this and also just like understand like what the fuck is coming out. Maybe we'll go through and be like, this is the one I'm most excited for. But honestly, as I'm going through this list, I'm probably gonna get more and more excited as we keep going because I don't know about you, but I'm feeling over 2022. I'm really excited for like new books to come out because I'm just ready, you know? Obviously, I don't own any of these. If I had an ARC, I would love that. I would love to be sent an ARC. Hello. But no. And then some of these don't even have covers. And some of Pia doesn't even have a synopsis for them. So we'll try her best. The first book I have here is A British Girl's Guide to Hurricanes and Heartbreaks. This is the new Laura Taylor Namey. I really loved A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. It was like such a cute and like meaningful read. So excited for the movie. But this is her new book and I believe there's no fucking synopsis, but I have heard about this book. It's a companion novel. It's coming out in 2023. Here are the hints. British girl, heartbreak book, rainstorm. I got nothing else from this author. I got nothing else from Goodreads. Let me know if you know. All right, now I believe going in publication order because these have actual release dates. Okay, first up is Harmony and Heartbreak. This is the first book in the Sweetheart series. Look, I love it. This is the new Claire Kahn middle grade. I'm dying over this. Like, just look at the cover. We've got matchmakers in training. Literally stop. Oh my god. Anyway, matchmakers in training. They're 8th graders, matchmakers in training. They are learning how to magically make love connections in San Francisco's Hotel Queer. Ooh, it's queer. It's got, like, look at this. I really love how she writes things and I am so excited to read her middle grade. I'm dying. Next up is Talia Hibbert's first young adult. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. I don't love this title. I don't also love this cover, but that's besides the point. I actually have an arc of this, and this is a laugh out loud story about a quirky content creator and a clean-cut athlete testing their abilities to survive the great outdoors and each other. This feels like something that I would really like. It's giving me kind of like Starry Eyes vibes, you know, like that's like a camping kind of romance. Not sure, but I do love that book. So I'm hoping to really like this one, and I do love Talia Hibbert. I think she writes such great romances, and I really like her like adult romances, so I'm excited to read her young adult. Next up we have the new Grady Hendrix. I know I talked about this last year in my most anticipated, but this shit got pushed back, and I heard that Grady Hendrix is back on his shit and this one's really good. I'm really excited. I haven't read his last one, which was Final Girl Support Group, I think. I didn't read that one because I didn't see good reviews and it just didn't seem like my thing. But this one is about like a haunted house, a virus, economic meltdown, disturbing events, haunted house, burning it down, bank accounts. This gives me like American Horror Story season 1 vibes, and I love season 1 of American Horror Story. I haven't watched it in a really long time, but I remember loving season 1 of American Horror Story back in the day, like when I was in high school. This gives me those vibes, and I love Grady Hendrix. It seems like it's gonna be more in the vein of like Southern Book Club and Best Friend's Exorcism. So I'm very excited and I don't want to talk about it again. Then we have the new Emma Lord. She comes out with a book every January and I just like, I love her for it. I don't know how she keeps doing it, but I love it. I think she's coming out with an adult romance in 2024 and sign me the fuck up. So this one is her next young adult. This is, I think they're actually set in college, so it's kind of new adulty. Indy Rose has a plan. Transfer from community college to a hyper-competitive Blue Ridge state, major in psychology, and maintain her lifelong goal of becoming an iconic self-help figure, despite her nerves that have recently thrown off her loop. I'm now reading it to remember what this is about, and I'm so excited. We've got like a grumpy sunshine, we've got like an overachieving main character, which like I kind of love, and I love the college setting. I'm really excited for that. To me, it feels like, not that it's at all the same thing, watch it be in the same universe, but it does kind of feel like almost follow up to Tweet Cute, because that was like their senior year, and this kind of like is a couple years after college, and these are different characters and stuff. It feels like kind of similar in that vein. I don't know. I have always loved Emma Lord's writing. I love her books so much. I'm so excited to freaking read this. It's gonna be good. Like, I already know. Then we have Heartstopper Volume 5. This doesn't have a cover yet, but obviously it's gotta be on here. It's coming out in February, so gear up. I'm gonna have to like do a reread or something. I think I've reread those books so many times. I love Heartstopper. I want to say this is the last volume, which honestly like hurts my heart to say. Love Heartstopper. I feel like no person on earth doesn't love Heartstopper who's read it or experienced the show, I guess, at this point. Read them. They're great. I love them. The 4th volume is my favorite, so I'm hoping we're only getting better from here. I love Alice Oseman. Anything she touches turns to make me cry. So I'm really excited. I don't know how she's gonna wrap this up, but there are already like novellas and other books that she has like set in later in the timeline, so like it's not like we don't know where these guys are gonna go. Like, I love Nick and Charlie with my whole heart. This isn't goodbye. Then we have Last Violent call. This is a collection of novellas in the Foul Lady Fortune series by Chloe Gong. I recently read Foul Lady Fortune. It was my favorite book ever, but I did really like what it was doing and like the kind of different elements of it. I felt like it was a very unique book. So I will continue with this series. These are two captivating novellas. I'm not a big novella person. I'm not a big bind-up person. I'm not a big short story person, but I am afraid that if I don't read these, I won't like know what's going on in the next book. So I have to. I don't love this cover either. So I already hate this book. But no. Next up, I think this is one of the last ones of February, if not the last one. This is Lola at Last. This is J.C. Peterson's newest book. Now, J.C. Peterson came out with a book called Being Mary Bennett, and I loved that book. That was their debut, and I really, really loved it. This one is a Pride and Prejudice inspired tale. The first one was also Pride and Prejudice, and this is following Lola Barnes. It's her summer. Off to a fresh start. Oh my gosh, this is perfect for fans of Becky Albertelli, and I'm a lord. Stop adding me like that. This is about a summer and it's like a study abroad maybe or camping or something, and it seems like very like put a like girly girl in the woods, and I love that trope. It's kind of fun. Like fish out of water kind of stories are fun, and like I said, I really enjoyed her first book. There's a companion to it, so gonna read it. Next up, we have the new Abby Jimenez. This is Yours Truly. I'm yours truly, but this is also got yours truly. This is about correspondence, office, coworker, enemies. Love that. I love a good like correspondence. Like I said, it's correspondence. I was right. I like letters and stuff sometimes in books, especially when it's like an element and not like the whole like kind of epistolary, not me writing a book in epistolary format. I really like that it's just like an element of it, and I also think like it's such a fun way to play around with, so again, like another element. It's almost like mixed media, but it's not, and it's fun. And I really like it. So she never disappoints. Abby Jimenez, I have really liked all of her books. Her latest one wasn't my favorite, but I know a lot of people liked Part of Your World. I really liked her first series. That was my favorite. My favorite book by her is the Happy Ever After playlist. Speaking of happy, fun rom-coms, you know, I know it. Emily Henry's new book called Happy Place. This is like I think everyone knows what this is about if you get the newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter, get the newsletter. I remember this came out and I was like, oh my god. It's got fake dating, it's got people who used to date, so it's like a second chance, group of friends, summer vacation. That's what it's about. I'm sure one of them has a job somehow related to writing. I'm not seeing any like writer characters, so I don't know if she is diverging from the Emily Henry format that we know and love, but I'm excited to see what she does. It's bad. It's bad. You can't build up like people like this because she's just a person, and you know, I just feel like she can't write something bad, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be good. Next up, we have this middle grade. It is called The Firefly Summer. This is by Morgan Matson. Look at this cover. Ah, love it. Okay, I love summer camp. Like I love a story set at the summer and set at summer camp. Those are two of my favorite things. It's like a hidden treasure element to the story. I believe it's also like has a lot to do with like family and connecting with one side of your family that you maybe didn't know that well, and I really love stories like that, especially like through the eyes of like a kid in like a middle grade. It just seems so quirky and like fun. S'mores, swimming, adventure, and fun. Like shut up. Next up, we have the new Carly Fortune. Now, I read Every Summer After this year. I forgot the title. I read Every Summer After this year, and it rocked my world. And I have to read her new one. I just have to, guys. Okay, this one's coming out in May. I'm sorry, I'm not telling you the dates for these, but they're on my Goodreads, so if you go to the shelf, you'll see them. Okay. A random connection sends two strangers on a day-long adventure where they make a promise, one keeps and the other breaks, with life-changing effects. Here's what I already know that Carly Fortune can do. She can make me laugh. She can make me cry. She can make me really invested in a couple that doesn't exist. And that's what I'm here for. It seems like this already has that. Like literally they're together for a day. They already make a promise and they already like one doesn't keep it. Like I'm already devastated. So I'm very excited to read this. I just know at this point, and I don't know why. Next up, we have the new Raquel Marie. I love Raquel Marie. She's fantastic. She's the author of Ophelia After All. And this is her new Bend It Like Beckham inspired sapphic YA, which I adore. I've never seen Bend It Like Beckham actually, but I like the vibes. I like the vibes. Like rival soccer players. I don't know sports. And they're at a soccer summer camp. Rivals to lovers about rediscovering your love for the game and yourself. They have like college scholarships and stuff are on the line, and they were trying to get better, and they were standing in each other's way. Well, maybe, just maybe, they could work together. They could fall in love along the way. If you need me to pitch your book. Next is the True Love Experiment. This is the new Christina Lauren. I will read Christina Lauren's friggin' laundry list. I don't care. This, I believe, is a companion to the Soulmate Equation. I really loved the Soulmate Equation. I thought that was really good. So I'm very excited. But a romance novelist and a documentary filmmaker forced to craft the perfect Hollywood love story. I love that. And it's following a side character of the Soulmate Equation, Fizzy. And I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. I just think this is gonna be so cute, and I just know Christina Lauren has my heart, and they make great things together. I really hope this is not the cover. Next up, we have Vivian Lance's Second Chances. Oh, that's kind of fun. There's the new Catherine Ormsby. I love Catherine Ormsby. I think she creates some of the most unique stories. This one is about, this is her first middle grade. I want to say, this is her first middle grade. It's about an 8th grader. We've got another kind of time loop situation. Vivian Lance. She is redoing her first day of 8th grade every fucking day. And she's making mistakes. It's the worst day ever. And she's got to break this curse. Now, what do I love? I love a curse. Guys, I love a curse. Recommend me books with curses. I fucking love a curse. They're my favorite things in books. I love it and I'm very excited. Next up, we have another book from an author that I fell in love with in 2022. We have Elisa Sussman, Once More with Feeling. I love this cover. It is like so blue. And this is about a pop star or former pop star coming back into the light with her old flame in this friends to lovers meets enemies to lovers romance, which I don't know what that means because I love friends to lovers. I don't really love enemies to lovers. I feel like they should said like second chance. I really loved what she did in her first book with like the kind of Hollywood elements of her first book. And I also really like stories about music. So like, give me more. I love stories about like the spotlight and fame. I think they're really fun and they explore like a really interesting side of people. I'm really excited about it and there's a romance. Okay, next up, I've been waiting for this forever and I might die. I might die. Haley Kyoko's Girls Like Girls. Okay, I don't know if you were there when the cultural phenomenon took place, which was this music video, but Girls Like Girls is a song by Haley Kiyoko. If you don't know who Haley Kiyoko is, she was on the Disney Channel. She was in Lemonade Mouth. She is a singer in her own right, but she came out with this music video for Girls Like Girls. It had this like really like story arc music video. It had a lot of Disney stars in it. By a lot, I mean two. Everyone went crazy because the song is really fun. It's like girls like boys do. That's essentially what it is. The music video though, it's like very like devastating, like it's very deep and people were like dying over it, like gooped and gagged, and she really wanted to, Haley Kiyoko, my bestie, she really wanted to make a movie essentially following the story of that music video. And what she has said is that we take a long time, and in the meantime she wrote a book. She wrote a YA about the story of it so she could make it a movie. Like, how fucking genius. That's such a girl boss move. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't love the cover, but like it gives vibes. It gives the vibe. The font maybe is what's bothering. I'm sure there's like way more backstory that I have no idea about, but watch the music video. Then we have the new Rachel Lynn Solomon. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Rachel Lynn Solomon writes fucking bangers of books. She writes great YA and great adult romances. Now we all know the X Talk. We all know Weather Girl. Now we have Business or Pleasure. I don't like this new cover as much. They recently like recolored and did the cover. I don't love it as much. It's about a ghostwriter and she has this like hookup with someone and she ends up having to ghostwrite their memoir, I want to say. I also love like another weird niche thing I now love is like books about ghostwriters. Ever since I read The Dead Romantics, I've had this like fascination with stories about ghostwriters and I don't know why, because I feel like they're underappreciated and I feel like that's also the plot lines that the writers choose to write about. So maybe that's just my perception of them, but I feel like they're like a fun like element to play with. I don't know. Moving on, we have another middle grade. I just think all like my favorite authors of like YA and adults are all coming out with like middle grades, which I think is fabulous. This one is the new Katrina Leno. It's called The Umbrella Maker's Son. Apparently she's been wanting to write this forever, which like makes me so fucking excited to read it because those are the best stories. It's like you really sit and marinate in them for a while. And I just feel like they're the best. So, a boy determined to prove that there's more than just the weather behind the rainy town. There's something about this cover that I feel like I get from it, like the font and the coloring of the cover is very like warm and it gives such like middle grade fantasy vibes. And this boy has to like quit school to like help his like family's business of like making umbrellas, and it's like the rainy atmosphere. Like I already feel like I'm in this town. I'm so invested already. Next, we have the new Ashley Pilson. Speaking of which, this is called The 7-Year Slip. This one is about a woman whose roommate she falls in love with, I guess, and only to discover that he lives 7 years in the past. I think Ashley Pilson is doing a lot of cool things with like the romance genre and is kind of saying like, hey, this is like a cute kind of rom-com, but I'm adding these like fun kind of fantastically elements to them, and that one's just so fucking fun. I love it. It reminds me a lot of The Last 5 Years, which is the Josie Silver book that I have not read because a lot of people did not like Time Traveler's Wife, that kind of thing, Age of Adeline, if you will. But I think time travel books are fun if they don't take themselves too seriously and if they're not like, I don't know, badly done. I guess is an easy way to say that. This one seems like fun. It seems cute. I trust her. You know, she gave me ghosts. I feel like she can give me time travel as well. We have another cover though. This one, okay, is called From Cold World with Love. Alicia Thompson's newest book. This is the author of Love in the Time of Serial Killer, which is a book that I didn't really enjoy. It was fine enough. This one, I didn't have to put it on your most anticipated. I am aware okay? But I felt like I had to because it's a Christmas book, okay? It's got Christmas in it. Polar opposites, fuck off. It's got Christmas in it, and I just feel like, listen, you might write a mediocre book, right? And then maybe your next book is about Christmas, but I'm still gonna pick up your next book because it's about Christmas, even if you wrote a mediocre first book, right? You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. The next one is The Brothers Hawthorne. This one I'm so fucking excited for. I love the Inheritance game series. It is so fun. I read like this year and I'm so excited that there's gonna be more in this universe. This is The Brothers Hawthorne. I believe it's a standalone because I believe the author is going to write like a few more standalones just in the world. Isabel and Grayson and Jameson, who arguably are the best brothers, arguably the most interesting, and I don't even know what they're getting up to, but I'm kind of excited that it's gonna follow them. As much as I liked the main character of the Inheritance game series, I do think she got kind of annoying and really just like the most interesting characters were the Hawthorns themselves, and so I'm very excited that we get to see more of them. The last book I have here is The Wake Up Call. This is the new Beth O'Leary. This one doesn't have a cover yet either, at least as I'm filming this. I love Beth O'Leary. I didn't love her last book, her latest book, The No Show. I just think it was like all over the place and a mess, but I still don't want to like swear her off completely because I did absolutely love her 3 books before that, I think. This one seems like 2 sworn enemies and a failing hotel, 1 chance to save the season. I love kind of like, you can tell by like this list, I love like people coming together to like save something or like to one end goal. Just like seems really fun to me, and like especially like saving a business or something like that, like saving a small town business. I just kind of love that. This one seems like more contemporary, I want to say, just not to spoil the show, but I think that a lot of experimenting with that book, and I really would like her to go back to kind of her basics, and because I think she does them so incredibly well. Not to say that she can't do other things, but I just like when she stays in contemporary realm. So I'm excited about this one as always. If this is disappointing, I'm gonna cry. I was very upset when I finished the No Show, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Crossing my fingers, crossing my toes. Those are all the books that I'm very excited for in 2023. If I missed any that you think I like should put on my Goodreads, let me know because I am always missing things. And I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about these books, but honestly, the synopses are like hard to explain. But yes, with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to all the things, and I'll see you in my next video.